The richest man who ever lived wasn't Elon Musk. It wasn't Jeff Bezos. He died 500 years ago, and his name was Jakob Fugger. He was worth $400 billion. This is the story of how he built that fortune, and how his family lost it all by making one fatal loan. The Kingmaker. In the 1500s, the Fugger family was the Bank of Europe. They weren't just rich, they were kingmakers. Literally. In 1519, when the throne of the Holy Roman Emperor was for sale, Jakob Fugger bought it. He lent an obscene amount of gold to Charles V to bribe the electors. In return, Fugger got monopolies, silver mines, copper mines. He controlled the flow of metal in Europe. His business model was simple: I control the kings, I control the economy. The fatal miscalculation. The plan worked. The Fuggers became the creditors to the Habsburg dynasty, the rulers of Spain and Austria. They funded their wars, their palaces, their entire empire. The Fuggers' fatal miscalculation was believing this was a normal business relationship. They forgot a key rule: what happens when your biggest client is also the guy who makes the laws? The king who wouldn't pay. Enter King Philip II of Spain. He inherited the throne and his father's mountain of debt to the Fuggers. Philip was a religious zealot, obsessed with fighting wars against the Protestants and the Ottomans. Wars are expensive. He kept borrowing and borrowing. The Fuggers, trapped, had to keep lending him money or risk losing everything they'd already lent. Until 1557. Philip ran out of cash. The default. So, what did the most powerful man in the world do when the bill came due? He didn't pay it. He simply declared state bankruptcy. He defaulted. With the stroke of a pen, all his debts to the Fuggers were gone. He restructured them, placing gold with worthless government bonds. The Fuggers were destroyed. They had lent gold and got back paper. They had financed an empire, and in return, that empire signed their death warrant. The lesson. The Fuggers faded into obscurity. Their fatal miscalculation. They broke the first rule of lending: don't put all your eggs in one basket. Especially if that basket is a king who believes he answers only to God. The Fuggers learned the hard way that when your only client has the biggest army, due diligence doesn't matter. The house, the king, always wins.